first heard about LifeSpring a couple years ago. Dustin and I have been married for about 8 years, but a few years back we went through an incredibly rough patch, and we actually legally separated for a year, and I definitely thought we were headed for divorce at that point, and I was incredibly broken and just searching for some girlfriends, for some support. And I came to the moms group. It worked out that it was on my days off from work, and I came and laughed and learned about God and just found grace among the women here.
It was a really dark time. It took me 3 or 4 months just to really get my head out of the sand and realize that this could be what my life is like for the rest of my life. My son and my wife not being with me if I don't center my life back on Christ.
I think that God really took us both aside and dealt with us individually, and I know that He just broke my heart that year and showed me all the things that I needed to be doing to improve my relationship with Him and with my husband, and I have never been so desperate for God as I was at that time. There were definitely some women here that I connected with that just, kept me going and kept me obeying God when it was hard, because when you go through a time like this, people give you really bad advice. A lot of people, even Christians.
We started working on our relationship more and going to counseling together, and eventually, right around the year mark of our separation, we got back together.
Yeah, people like to cheer for us when they hear our story, but it's not us. We don't get the credit for this. I think it's a miracle, honestly, and that our marriage is so much better than what I could have even imagined when we got married. It's like astounding in a way. But then as we were sitting through some of the sermons, we started feeling convicted that the reason we weren't growing further than we already had was because we were sitting still. There was one line in a sermon that it just hit me in the chest, and it just said, if you have come to a place where you feel like you're not going to grow any further, it's probably because you're not doing anything for God in that place.
I remember the car ride home from that service, and that same line in the sermon stuck out to both of us and just hit me in the chest, and I was like, I know that the easy thing to do is come to LifeSpring, but the right thing to do is to stand shoulder to shoulder with the people in our community, the people who are serving in Brookville. Maybe it's not going to be as easy, but it's the right thing to do for us. And so we were challenged to go back to her home church and serve.
Yeah.
It was great for us to be able to search out this time in our life where we should be going to church, and be able to come here to LifeSpring and walk alongside with the leaders of a church that's more focused on the kingdom than on the amount of people who sit in the seats on Sunday morning or Saturday night. And it was really encouraging to know that we were being supported even as we came for just a short while and are almost being sent out. LifeSpring's just not focused on adding more people to the pews. They're focused on adding more to the kingdom of God, and that's what makes my heart rejoice. That what makes us want to come back on Saturday nights when we got free time. And it's definitely exciting to see what God's doing here at LifeSpring.
Yeah, we were just so thankful that the leadership here is focused on the kingdom work, whatever that looks like. And it wasn't like, oh man, you're leaving. It was awesome, you found where you need to serve.